Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt, and it is, what is it, Wild Wednesday already? Oh my gosh, it's crazy to think that it's already hump day. Yes, 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 almost TGIF. Hopefully y'all are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that jazz. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I'm just at that 59 marker. I want to get one more here. Almost got 60. If you're new, please share, subscribe. Come on, guys. I'm not trying to make a living at this, but I'm trying to make a good hobby out of it, and I want to create some decent content for you guys. I'm going to be upgrading everything as I go, as far as equipment, and then of course the junk that's behind me. I'm going to get something much better than what you're looking at, because that is hella ugly. All right, y'all. Now, move on to today's movie. Today's movie is a brutal masterpiece. It is one that I've seen it a couple times now. Every time it gets me with horror, and there's some comedy in there because there's things that make me laugh in it, and a couple of them I think are supposed to make you laugh. So a couple of them are unintentional laughs at it. But either way, it's an intense, insane film. This one's from 2009. This copy's running about an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know if there's other copies out there that are cut by chance. I just know that that's what this release says it is. Let's see. We only got a cast of 3 in this one, and that's Kotoha Hiroyama, Hiroaki, Kawasture, and Shigio Osaku. Yep, and this is directed by Koji Shiraishi, which I know that name. That guy, he did Carved, the Slit Mouth Woman, which is insane. It's about an urban legend in Japan about a woman that has a slit mouth. It's very crazy looking. It's a pretty cool little I guess urban legend, like I said. And then he also, after this one, he went on to direct a record of Sweet Murder, which I really liked. That one. That one was released by Unearthed Films here in the United States. Can't say enough good about that film. Insane ending, one I didn't see coming. Definitely packed a punch. Now this one, if you haven't read or looked at anything, it is none other than Grotesque. Yes, this is the behemoth known as Grotesque. Um, this film is one that I know a lot of people claim is like one of the most insane things ever. My opinion, it's extreme, but there is much more that I feel are even more extreme than this. Even hailing from Japan, or just even anywhere from the Asian continent, there's definitely a few of them that outdo this. Stuff like Tumbling Doll of Flesh, which I reviewed a couple weeks ago. You also got like Dumplings, which is a good one. That one's it's not gory, but it is hella extreme, and it's got some really messed up content about that one. That's one that I'm surprised people don't talk about enough, is Dumplings. Like, that one is just so effed up. Come on. Like this one. This one's pretty messed up. Um, excuse me. Still fighting that cold. Ooh. Anyways, still fighting that cold, like I said. This one's about a doctor who takes a couple that is out on their very first date. Excuse me. They are out on their very first date, and he drugs them and is able to get them back to this looks like a rundown warehouse that's been made into a makeshift um, medical room, almost like a not a almost surgical looking. It's very makeshift and dirty, and like it just makes you feel dirty, like just looking at the surroundings, much less the content that's going on. Like you get some lovely chainsaw play in here. Like it's some of the most brutal chainsaw play I've seen. Um, the closest thing that I remember seeing that had like this style of hand torture with a chainsaw was Hostel. Yeah, Hostel, an Eli Roth film, which that's probably only the you won't hear me talk much about those films because I'm just not into them. They're just not for me. Um, it's not the content. It's nothing to do with any of that. I have a hard time watching Eli Roth films because his politics have really washed over into his career, and it's overtaken it in ways. And I can't. I don't watch films for that. I watch films to be entertained. Damn it. And this one is entertaining. Ah, my God. So this guy takes him captive, not hostage. Takes them captive and holds them in this warehouse. He decides, or he does all these gruesome torture things to them. Like I said, there's a chainsaw play in here. There is a scene that involves a very magical necklace that is involved with body parts, and it will shock you how he gets two little pieces of the body parts. It made me cringe, and I'm not a woman, so it definitely was one that will stick with you for days on that one if you're not ready for that. The closest thing I remember seeing that was just as brutal was Barricade, which I reviewed a few weeks back as well. I think like 3 or 4 weeks ago now. That one had a very brutal scene where somebody took a pair of wire cutters and they had cut off a person's part of a person's anatomy that belonged to a woman, and it was just brutal. The other one I know that did something very similar to that was what was it called? Evil Breed: The Legend of Samhain. It was an okay movie. It had Richard Grieco at the very beginning, and I think it had a couple of porn stars in there as well. I think Jenna Jameson was in there at one point, but at one point they cut open this girl's chest and they pull out a giant fake implant, which that was the other one that I saw that was kind of cringy and very close to it. So if you're not picking up on what I'm putting down, it has to do with a female's chest. It looked like it hurt a lot. And then what else do we got? What else do we got? There's a whole thing about the two alls they can talk about when they're together and alone with him is that they think he's going to actually let him go because they eventually like get messed up to the point to where he hammers nails into a male's body part, and it is very tough. The very beginning of all the torture is very awkward and weird. I'm kind of telling it backwards a little bit, but there's a whole thing where he does. He finger stimulates the girl and gets her to the point of climax, and then he decides he's going to go over to the male and do the same. But the thing is, he's like, not only is he barehanding this man's dong and whacking him off, but he makes the comment of, "Will you think it will make it?" And it totally like Spider-Man's her across the room. It's pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie. Like she just gets the splue right on her. Very weird, awkward scene. There's a few scenes that are just weird in this. The ending is just batshit goofy. Like I don't know. Like it makes me giggle a little bit. I think Koji Shiraishi meant to put a little humor in there with that part because it fit it perfectly and made you helped you leave on a bittersweet ending. You know, it's one of those. It's like, ooh, gotcha thinking, yeah. But there's a part of it that is silly, just silly. It involves a head, and it's just silly. All right, guys. I'm done talking about the actual film itself. I don't want to give away anything else. I feel like I've given away too much. I have a bad habit of doing that sometimes. I'm sorry for that. Sometimes there's scenes that just need to be talked about before you. They need to be. You need to pull somebody in with give them an appetizer before you lure them in with a whale of a film. You know. So this one, technical side. It's very middle of the road, run of the mill. Nothing that I haven't seen before. It is very. The story is very dry. There is very little story whatsoever, other than this is basically what you call torture porn. He's torturing two people beyond belief, and we are willing participants of these acts. And it definitely gets grotesque in places. Nothing I couldn't handle. I've seen much worse. So I imagine the average gorehound will be able to get through this with ease. So let's give this one a 3 out of 5, middle of the road on that technical side. Now let's roll over on that entertainment side, and that one, yeah, this one is pretty entertaining. Entertaining. Entertaining, and for the most, there are a couple of lulls in it. Like there's a whole part where the two are making fun of the guy because he smells, you know, and it's like so out of the place and doesn't really like fit in. Like, whoa, that's the one thing you can notice about the guy is that he smells. You don't try to take in as much about him visually as you possibly could, because this guy claims he's going to set you free once you get back to a healthy state of mind. Anybody that would believe that is a friggin' idiot and deserves what happens to them. Just saying. Let's give this thing a 3 on the entertainment side. It is on the 1 to 5. It is very middle of the road. Nothing you can't handle, guys. That's all I got to say about Grotesque. I don't want to roll up on that 16-minute mark on this one. I'm running out of breath because of the cold, and I need to get out of here. I got some stuff to do, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I got a doozy for you tomorrow. One that I had a hard time making it through. I probably should have did it for Terrible Tuesday. Should have swapped out Terrible Tuesday with Bloodthirsty Thursday on this one. All right, y'all. Love your faces.